I want you to give yourself permission. Permission to stop doubting yourself. Permission to stop ignoring that little voice inside of you that keeps telling you there's something more. Permission to stop feeling guilty for wanting more. More freedom, more purpose, more impact, more fulfillment. Because for a long time, I thought wanting more meant that I wasn't grateful. I thought I should be happy. I have the education, the career, the stability. I became a nurse because I wanted to help people and because I felt like it was the right thing to do, the responsible thing to do, what people would have wanted me to do. But deep down, something never felt fully aligned. I thought that after all of that schooling and hard work, I would have more freedom, creativity, and more ability to make a difference. Instead, I felt suffocated. Not because healthcare is bad, but because I felt trapped inside of a system that wasn't built for the way I wanted to help people. And every time I thought about doing something different, there was always a reason not to. Be realistic, Kelly. Be grateful. You have a good job. Why would you risk that? And then even when I started my businesses, people still questioned it. Oh, it must be nice that your husband works while you play around with your hobbies. As if wanting more was something selfish. As if building something meaningful wasn't real work. As if choosing a different path meant there was something wrong with me. And I know I'm not the only woman who has felt like that, especially in healthcare. I see women every day who are intelligent, compassionate, hardworking, and completely exhausted. Women who have spent their lives taking care of everyone else. Women who followed the rules. Women who built successful careers. Women who know deep down something no longer fits. Not because they're ungrateful. Not because they failed. Because they've grown. And that's why I started Just Start. Not because I think everyone should quit their job, not because I think everyone should start a business, but because I think too many women spend years doubting themselves and waiting for permission to become who they already know they are. Just Start means just start listening to your intuition. Just start trusting yourself. Just start believing in yourself. And just start asking what you really want. Just start choosing your next chapter. And if that next chapter happens to be starting a business, that's why I created the Just Start method. Not because starting a business is the goal, but because for many women, building something of their own becomes the vehicle that helps them create a life that feels more aligned, more meaningful, more authentic to who they really are. The business was never the point. The point was becoming the person who finally gave herself permission to begin. And now I want you to give yourself permission. Permission to trust yourself, to want more, to choose a different path, to start your next chapter. Because sometimes that's all we need. Not someone else's approval, not society's expectations, not permission from a boss, a spouse, or anyone else. Just the courage to believe that what we want matters too. You're allowed to dream bigger. You're allowed to change, and you're allowed to want more. You're allowed to begin. And if you know another woman who needs to give herself permission to, please share this, because there are far too many incredible women spending their lives doubting themselves when what they really need is to believe that they're allowed to change, allowed to grow, allowed to want more, allowed to begin, and allowed to just start.